Hey guys, Tony Shepard, Jenko Fishing. I'm going to show y'all a rod, explain to y'all a rod that we're fixing to release here in the next couple of days. It's the Double Down. It's a BFS rod and reel. The reel is just important, probably more important than the rod. The rod will cast jigs an 1/8 down to about an 1/80th. Not saying in the future we won't come out with a stiffer rod for heavier jigs, but this rod, our first line of Double Down, is for an 1/80th up to an 1/8. It's 6'6", it's real sensitive, it's got a full like wing style grip, handle, trigger, fits in your hand real nice, it's real light. The BFS is bait finesse system. Alright, that's people like, what's that? Alright, so this rod and reel is capable of throwing light stuff. The spools on these reels are real shallow, they won't hold much line. You know, the spool is everything in these reels. I'm not a reel expert, but I can tell you that you have to have the right reel. If it don't say BFS on the side, it probably is not going to work. You can find these reels, they're kind of hard to get. Right now you can find them at Bait Finesse Empire, you can find them at Tackle Warehouse. Several companies make the reels. Shimano makes a Corrado, Daiwa makes an Alpha Air. There's a hardware guy in our office, he's got a reel, it's called Dark Wolf. It's made overseas somewhere, but I'm trying to get people for, like, especially I'm sponsored by Daiwa, I'm trying to get Daiwa on board to get some reels at affordable price. Now that's another thing. Some reels, they're expensive. There's several reels you can get for 100, 200 bucks that'll work just fine. Some of them you do need to replace the bearings in them if you really want to, get into smoothness and long cast. We're talking casting a 30-second up to, 60, 70 foot. I fished with the 16th today. It was windy, it was probably 15-mile-an-hour wind. I had no issues. I had to tighten my drag down just a little bit, first cast or two, had a little backlash, but after I got it set right, I was casting into the wind, no problems. And the sensitivity of this is phenomenal. I've always fished with spinning rods and reels. And this rod and reel, when you're holding this reel in your hand, it's unbelievable how much more you can feel. All the fish that you can never feel, pushing your jig to you as you bring it across top of a brush pile. Holding this reel in your hand makes a world of difference. You can feel every little stick, every little twig. I mean, I probably jerked on stuff that I never would have felt before. We put on this, we've been playing around for 6 months with this rod, prototypes, and we played with different kinds of line. I like to use braid and then a fluorocarbon leader. Seems like the braid I don't have as much trouble. When I make a cast 40, 50 foot out there, I can push my button and just let it free spool and it falls straight down to the brush pile instead of coming back towards you like he does with the spinning rod with the drag. If you're fishing deep with spinning reel, you have to cast out there and strip line off the fish. You just make a cast and just let it spool down to where you want to start fishing and start fishing. Another thing, man, it's so much fun fishing with this. For years you fish with a spinning rod and you pick up something new like this that actually works really well, casts good, smooth reeling. And when we first got these in our hands, we would giggle every time we caught a fish because it's got this drag, clicker drag. I'm sure you can hear that. It's smooth, and that's why you spend big money on spinning reels, for smooth drag and smooth reel. And that's everything in this bait caster. Like I said again, these rods are 6'6", and I fished with it for bluegill back in the spring, and dude, I had a ball. I had a little drop shot on here about an 1/8 ounce and come up about 6 inches with the bluegill hook, pitch it in the bed. You could feel every bluegill peck. You could feel the beds when you dragged your weight through it. You could feel it coming through the beds. Super sensitive. Going to be on the market really soon. I would almost tell you when, but I don't know. With today's technology, about all we do anymore is live scope. I've got 2 live scope units on the front of my boat. One for me and one for my partner. And another thing about this BFS system is it is so much more efficient, than a spinning reel. You make a cast, you can see your bait going. If you want to slow it down, you can put your thumb on it, and you can, like I said, free spool the bait down to it. Whereas the spinning reel, you're making a cast and you think you've gone too far, you got to feather it with your finger, and then strip the line off to get it down. I would say you make 3 or 4 less moves per cast with this, as far as casting, flipping the bail, and all the stuff you have to do. You actually make a cast and you start reeling. It's that simple. I hope y'all learned a little something about the BFS. Again, I'm Big T, Tony Shepard Fishing, Jenko Fishing. We're going to do a live when these rods drop. It'll probably be, I don't know, hopefully soon. But when they do drop, we'll do a live. Y'all watch our social media. We'll post it when the rods come out. And when we do a live, y'all get on there and ask questions. We'll answer any questions y'all want to know about the BFS rod.